Good morning, everyone. It is about 7 a.m. right now. It's Monday morning, start of a new week. I'm excited to bring you guys along for this week. I just got done setting up my schedule for the day. I do this literally every single morning. I'll start off with the things that I want to get done for the day on like a post-it note or something like this. And then I will block out my schedule for the day just so I can stay organized, stay on top of things, and kind of understand when I'm going to be done with my day and when I can take my breaks, etc. So just got done with that, and I'm about to get into the first thing I have scheduled for today, which is finishing up a research article discussion section. So I actually mentioned this research project back in my cardio week vlog series. And during that time, I was just collecting the data, and now, just a few months later, we are getting ready to submit the paper. I have to really just spend the next 2 hours crunching this out this morning, and then I'm going to get on with the rest of the day. So that's the first thing we have for today, and I'll check in with you guys after that. So let me just rewind to give everybody some context of what's going on right now. You probably see from the title of the video, we are in renal block, so we're learning everything about the kidneys, a little bit of the urinary system. We are in week 2 right now, and week 1 was very heavy for a lot of people. A lot of people weren't too happy with how hard the material was. We just came off of a pulmonary exam the weekend before, or the Friday before, so a lot of people were still probably, and myself included, still probably very, very tired and exhausted, and that first week kind of just hit us like a ton of bricks. The second week hopefully will be better. We have 3 lectures today. One is on the clinical assessment of renal function. The second one is on the clinical approach of acute kidney injury, and this third one is just a review of renal physiology, so probably a review of everything that we learned last week. So hopefully it's not too bad. It looks like a lot of clinical medicine, which is nice because clinical medicine, I feel, is one of the more fulfilling classes because you get to learn about how to treat people, how to work people up for these different things, and taking their symptoms and taking their presentations and their labs and all the stuff that kind of makes up medicine and figuring out a diagnosis. So those are always enjoyable lectures. I have 3 of them today. I probably won't get to them until later this afternoon, but I'll keep you guys updated as things progress. So right now, just going to get into finishing up this paper, and then we're going to move on to ANKI review. Okay, so quick change of pace for my ANKI reviews. I don't really like to do them in my little office space just because after a while, just sitting down and doing them for a long period of time at that same seat can be pretty exhausting mentally. So I've been doing them in my living room, which makes it a little bit easier, a little bit more comfortable to do. I don't have that many today. I have about 122, and those are just reviews, and then I'm going to be making some more later with my lectures later on. And I'm going to talk about a little bit later what my current strategies are, how I make ANKI flashcards, why I decided to go back to making ANKI flashcards. If you remember in the beginning, the very beginning, I was making my own ANKIs. Then I switched to using pre-made decks, and now I'm back to making my own ANKI cards. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, so just stay tuned. Right now, going to get into these ANKI reviews. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, and then we're going to get into lectures finally. So tune in later. So just wrapped up my ANKI cards, and it is now lunchtime. I have some leftover chicken and pasta from my dinner last night. But I was thinking about, while I was doing my ANKI cards, I was kind of thinking about like stuff I wanted to talk about during, I guess, this lunch period, this little break period. And I was just thinking about my study strategies and how I kind of left off before, talking about how things have changed and how now I'm going back to making my own ANKI cards, and I was doing it differently prior. And I think for a lot of you pre-meds out there, most of my followers, most of my viewers are pre-med. And a lot of us kind of think about like, okay, how can we best prepare to go to medical school? How can we best prepare our study strategies? And there's a lot of popularity in saying, okay, this is the best study strategy, or this is how you can be most efficient during your studying in medical school, and this is how you're going to get the best results, bang for the buck. In reality, I found that the best thing was just knowing myself and knowing my personal interests. But I say all that to say, essentially, is if you're gearing up for medical school right now, you got an acceptance, you're getting ready to go to medical school, or you're even in the undergrad pre-med process, take the time to figure out who you are and what works best for you. I did that in my summer coming up to medical school, and I was looking into all these different study strategies and different options, and I found one that worked for me. And I actually watched, he's another medical school YouTuber, Pre-Rack, and I'll put a picture of him on the screen. You guys probably already know him. He's pretty popular. He goes to Yale. He is a huge proponent of making your own ANKI flashcards, because he feels, and he felt for himself, that it helped him retain a lot of the information and it helped him kind of learn it in a way that works best for him. So that's kind of what I felt was the best, and I adapted that early on, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna make my own flashcards. And it wasn't until I got to medical school, where everybody keeps telling me, the higher years at the school, other first year students, it's not until everybody kept telling me that, like, you can't do it, you can't make your own flashcards, it's not realistic, it's not sustainable, I started to now question that mindset and question my first approach, like, oh yeah, you're probably right, it's not sustainable. Let me start adapting probably better methods. And when I started adapting better methods, it turns out that the better methods weren't best for me. And that goes back to what I originally said before, is just knowing yourself. And now that I'm back to making my own ANKI flashcards, I felt that it is sustainable. I feel that it is a good way to learn for me, and it personally works for me. It helped me retain a lot of the information a lot better, a lot of the details, and find particular details a lot better. So that's kind of been my strategy so far. But I say all that to just say, long rant completed now, but trust yourself, know yourself, and trial and error, and that's how you're going to get it. There's no perfect strategy, there's no perfect way, there's only a perfect way that works for you. So lunch is over and time to get back to work. It's about 12:20 right now, halfway through the day. It's been going pretty well, pretty smoothly. What I want to do right now is actually go through calling some patients for a research study. So I was recently added onto a research project where they needed to call patients to get a couple of surveys filled out for their post-operative, see how they're doing. I think this is like at least like 3 years down the line from a neck surgery they recently had. So I'm about to go into calling these patients, surveying them probably for the next hour or so, 90 minutes or so, and then we're going to get into finally our lectures for the day. Hi, my name is Terence Thomas. I'm a medical student assisting in the Rothman Orthopedic Research Department. How are you today? So I'm calling as part of a study you were enrolled in looking at the outcomes of your neck surgery. It should take about 4 to 5 minutes. Is that all right? Excellent. Basically, I have 2 surveys here. The first one, so calling people at 1 o'clock in the middle of the day hasn't been so successful for me. Got a lot of voicemails. Fortunately, talked to 1 or 2 people, but instead of kind of diving deep into this, I'm just going to push it to later in the day when maybe people are more likely to be out of work and free, and then just work on lectures right now. So that's what I'm about to get into. Grind out some lectures, have a good time, and hopefully enjoy and learn something. So let's get to it. One lecture down, 2 to go. Second lecture done. These just feel like they are taking forever. That one was actually a pretty long one. I had to constantly stop and go, and I also got a call back from one of the patients I left a voicemail for earlier today. So Yeah, that one just took forever. It's 4:30 right now. I still have one more lecture to go. I still have some patients that I actually have to call back right now. Hopefully I can get in touch with them and then finish the final lecture. I think instead of calling patients today, I'll probably just push that off for tomorrow. My schedule tomorrow is pretty open, so that will probably take up a good chunk of my afternoon doing that, and hopefully I'll have some luck finding some patients. So going to get back to it, but just thought I'd check in with you guys and hope you are enjoying the video thus far. Give it a like if you enjoy. Make sure you share with somebody that likes. Give me a subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. See you guys in the next clip. Okay, so that is a wrap for the lectures for today. Super long day. Yeah, I really don't feel the best after today's lectures. I don't know, last week I wasn't feeling too bad. Over the weekend I wasn't feeling too bad, but I don't know, something about renal, it's just like, it could be so simple, but it could also be very complex at the same time. So I think for the rest of the night, I'm probably just going to see if I could watch some external resources, read some textbook stuff about it, do something so that I could get a better understanding. I think that right now there's a lot of stuff that's like jumbled in my mind, and I think I just need to take some time to really just create like a linear path of like what's going on in our kidneys. All right, so that's everything for today. It's 8 o'clock. I look pretty tired. That's because I am. It's been a long day, a lot of lectures, a lot of confusion, but I was able to get that research done at the beginning of the day, was able to get some of those calls done, all my lectures done, so we're in good shape. Thank you so much for tuning in to the vlog series. Today will be part 1 of 5 parts. I'm going through every single day this week, vlogging and sharing my experience with you guys, week in the life. I appreciate you guys always for supporting. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, like the video if you enjoy the video, and share it with somebody who may need it. Good luck to everybody out there that might be studying for the MCAT right now. I know it's MCAT grind season, applying to medical school. You guys got this, and let's get it.